So the type of writing that students do in my discipline, I get them to do essay type style writing, so maybe a 2,000 word essay or a 3,000 word essay. They do more shorter pieces of work, and then in the statistics course that I run, I actually ask students to do a manuscript, so very similar to what I would expect them to do as if they were going to publish that piece of work. So I say, give me a 3,500 word manuscript that's broken down into the introduction, methods, results and discussion section. The different types of audiences that I would write to as a researcher, I guess my primary audience would be my peers, so other researchers in the field of veterinary medicine, but other people within the field would be veterinarians in practice, so being able to take the work that I'm doing and apply that practically, so to improve the welfare and lives of animals. Also stakeholders, so other work that I've done has been targeted at government organisations, so with trying to change policy or to look at practices and changing legislation and things like that. So the type of work and written communication that we do targets a whole range. Good academic writing has a clear focus. So there's a question that the author is trying to address, and they make that really obvious within the first part of their writing. And then they go through and they say, this is how we've addressed the question, and here is the outcome that we've got. So this is the outcome, and here are potentially some problems and some further work that could happen from this piece of work. What I'm looking for in a piece of good academic writing is for a student to have taken the time and the care to reread the piece of work, to make sure that it makes sense, that it's got no typos in it, that the references are all correct and in there and in the correct formatting style. I like to see that there's structure to the way that the students have put together the paragraph, that there's a clear idea in the paragraph and then they can support that argument. I like not overly wordy paragraphs, like just that there's critical thinking and care taken within the piece of work. It's quite a hard thing to do as a novice writer because you're reading something, probably something that's a published piece of work either in a book or in a journal. So from where you're sitting as a student, everyone is an expert compared to you. But each piece of work has its own flaws and it's not going to be perfect, and that's what science is. We build on what authors have done previously, what researchers have done previously, and add to the knowledge. So within each piece of work, we can find there will be something that wasn't quite right, or one author has said something and another author has said something else. So why is that? So it's about developing that questioning of the research and not just accepting that research is always going to be correct. Just because it's published doesn't mean it's right. And having that question all the time whenever you're reading something helps to develop that critical thinking, and then being able to do that comparison in a piece of written text is great to see. It's a big step from writing to critical writing.